It came for good reason.
I'd make a bet with you for the Raiders and the Broncos, but I already have one going with Corgi, and I don't want to lose double time. So
Just double down. Let's go.
I
It's
have
worth
faith, but knowing my luck, I've never won one of these bets, so I don't want to owe more.
And I know how bad the Raiders are, and I'd still take that bet just
I know
because
you
they're
would.
here in Vegas.
Yeah, well, that's good of you. I'll think about it. Maybe the second game of the series we'll do a bet, but
Do it. It's only $4,000 a ticket for the Chiefs game.
That's it?
Yeah, it's a bargain.
Something like that.
I might just get 3 seats so I can social distance.
Got 1,200 laying around.
Cases are going back up. I need that extra buffer seat.
Oh, jeez.
What are you drinking tonight, Clint?
That song slaps.
Yeah. What are you drinking, Clint? Everybody, welcome to Geek Together. That was a great show, Robbie. The sack was overflowing.
We still need to get you your intro.
Yeah, we need an intro. I need to change the intro.
Let's record it tonight.
Ooh.
No.
Let's do it.
There we go.
By the way, quickly to answer, I am drinking a peanut butter white Russian tonight.
Oh, I got this guy.
The screwball?
Oh, there you go. With the screwball, yeah. Golden nail. Love it.
Is that based off the hockey team?
Yeah, the losers.
Ouch.
Golden losers.
Did you bet on the Avalanche, Clint?
I'm sorry, what?
Did you bet on the Avalanche?
I did, and we had a bet between these guys.
My prize.
I lost, obviously.
This is what I won.
They both won a
Wait a minute, you won that? Like you went for that? You have to wear it?
This is what I wanted. I got what I wanted.
You have to describe like, oh, really? I won a bet.
What would you have got if you won, Clint?
Well, his prize is still sitting here.
Oh. Well,
What would have been his prize?
What would have
Still
been my
sitting there.
prize, right? Yeah.
I think it was lopsided. I think it was lopsided anyway. So I think it's only.
They're trying to get the crappy stuff on me, huh? The stuff that
That's
didn't
a
come out
good
right.
one.
No, I would have loved that prize, and it was their idea, but in the end, it wasn't meant to be.
Couldn't will it to happen. Couldn't will it to happen.
No, that's okay. I kind of win because I still get to advertise my other podcast. So whatever.
That's what everyone says. There's always next year.
There's always. That's right.
Anyway, welcome to Get Together. It's your host, Damien, and with me, well, Christina's not going to make it again tonight. We have a whole bunch of family in town. The first time in a year and a half, and she's playing host. I'm ignoring. It's my family too, so that's very nice of her.
How nice.
I made that sound really bad. Sorry, my family's great. It's not that. It's just she's being the hostess.
Dig your hole out. Keep going.
It's nice to sneak away. It's always nice to get away.
My brother, my mom, her husband, everybody. So the grandkids are running around and everything like that. So
Is this the brother from Pennsylvania?
No, it's the brother. No, it's the brother from Kansas.
Gotcha. Okay.
But she's still here in spirit.
In spirit and online.
And online.
Just not in the room.
Chuck,
Very
you
nice.
send the note to me and we'll work it out. All right, and then of course, go ahead, Robbie. Robbie. I did it for you. Yeah.
And Clint.
And Clint, and as you can see here, our guests this week on the Artist Series, Vanser Toys, Chris and Eric. Thank you so much for joining.
Hey
Hello.
guys. Can't
I
wait to talk
wonder
about
what it
Loki.
says about people like who decides to put Vanser Toys Eric or Chris Vanser Toys. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, that's how we.
Psychologically, I wonder what that represents.
It's our synergy. That's how we work.
the,
It's our yin and yang.
was it-
It's a
Oh, yeah.
cycle. It works either way.
It's the left brain and the right brain.
I think for me, it feels like that Eric puts the company. No, I'm just kidding.
It's company
Chris
first.
is the talent. He's like,
Well,
I'm
it's
an
a
artist.
it's
all
it goes
about
from
me.
it goes from the top down. So if I got it unlocked, like the company
fair.
Eric would be taken care of.
Yeah, see, yin and yang. It's just equal.
It's equal. It works. When you add it together, it
Yeah,
works perfectly.
It's
That's
balanced,
exactly.
sort of.
Yeah,
Thank you,
anyway,
Thanos.
that's
I
about
wonder if
it.
Steph is here.
Steph is here.
Steph's here. Chuck's here. Christina's in chat. Ben's here. I see.
Look at that. I love that. I love how it's
Jay's here.
opaque.
I don't know. I'm crossing the last thing. Joey was here somewhere. Well, your show. I don't know. We'll see. So anyway, guys, what we're going to start off with, as always, is anything cool you got this week. Now, Clint, you were gone last week.
I was.
You made a brief appearance. You couldn't
I
handle. You couldn't handle not being here for the whole episode.
No, but I couldn't handle being there for the episode either because I just got.
Here's a question I have for you.
slammed.
Did you like tell your family at dinner you're going to the restroom or something real quick and then dial into the show?
No, we were luckily just hanging out on the beach, so I'm like, I'm gonna go say hi and go watch. I did the same thing with the Four Dorksmen the next day, and my wife wasn't thrilled that I was leaving vacation for it, but you know, sometimes you got to make those sacrifices.
Don't tell her, you know what? You got to pay the bills. You know, you got to do your job.
I told her I got to grow my brand. I got to grow.
I couldn't even say that straight.
But
pay the
well,
bills.
that's right.
What I just throw money into. I'm going to take more away and put it into it.
Anyway.
So anyway, that's awesome. No, because Christine and I were talking about, like, I think he might have been outside a restaurant. I was like, did he excuse himself?
No. We were at our room. We were fine.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
No, it would have been funny.
It would have been funny, but I would have gotten in a lot of trouble for that.
Thought up, you know, like, oh, he was like, oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. Okay.
Longest shit ever. Yeah.
You come back like all played it off, like, oh man.
I gave birth to a demon seed.
But then I'd have to go again later on, and it just fall apart. Then, yeah.
Are you okay, Clint? All right, anyway.
That Maui Wowie. Woo!
Yeah, it's funny. All right, Clint, let's go to you. What did you get this week?
Well,
got
it's funny. The last 2 weeks I haven't gotten much, but I'm going to show what I got most recently, and then I'm going to show you what I'm most excited about that I haven't shared here yet. So, most recently, I got me my Rick with funnel hat from Rick and Morty, which, by the way, I didn't realize this is from the episode where he's trying to get that he's fighting the robot wars. I didn't realize that when I first saw it, so I finally get why they decided on that. So that one's not that exciting, but what I wanted to share is something that I look at more and more. I actually got it for my birthday from a whole bunch of people here online and in the chat, and it is a Quicks Mini represented by the NES. And every time I look at this, I find a new detail, and I find something that is just really incredibly done for such a small piece. So I really like it. I don't put it down. I don't know where to put it. I don't want Ava to get it, so I don't want anywhere nearby. But it just came out so nice, and it's
that's a nice item.
It's really cool. So thank you guys. I love this thing. And I'm still trying to figure out where to put it, but I look at it daily and smile and love it. So yes.
Yeah, the one Quicks a piece I don't have that I really want is the SNES version of that too.
I'd love to
but
have
it's
that. Yeah.
So expensive.
Mm-hmm. It's cool though.
Can't do it. It is cool, but I just can't do it. So
it's just money.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, it's only half a Raiders ticket, whatever.
Oh
yeah. Well, yeah. I
don't have it.
All right. What are we gonna
anyway,
do? We'll go to Robbie next time. All right, Robbie, what did you get this week?
No designer stuff this week, but I did get in both of these.
Ooh.
Oh God, that GameStop sticker is offensive.
Dang, it says Captain America too.
Right?
Yep. Really awesome pops. Really well done. Except for this, I may have to take this out of box just to get that sticker out of eyesight because that is ugh. GameStop. I don't know what GameStop was thinking.
It looks minty.
So.
It does.
Nope, not minty at all.
He's gonna throw it now just despite that. Gonna pull a Fernando.
Really glad
throw it over his head.
Yep. Really glad to get those in.
All right.
What are the differences between the two? And that this is
one wing's out, one wing's closed.
Okay.
Is that what it is?
So this one's got the wings.
I have no idea.
The
wings
are
out,
but he's standing with the wings.
Okay.
Out.
Okay.
And this one is supposed to be him flying with the wings out.
Gotcha.
So that's almost right.
Yeah.
It was the wings. Yeah.
Yep. Wings.
Very cool.
There you go. Gary said I'll steal an EB game sticker for you.
Oh, thanks. That'll be great.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
All right. So, I'm going to go to, I'm going to go next and we'll let our guests go last. So last week's episode when Reese was on, he showed off a really cool piece that Kelly got for him by Dubose Art that I loved. And it was like a skull, action figure based thing. I didn't get that because they were sold out, but I did get this.
Oh,
so cool.
It's chrome. It's the same thing. Obviously, it's not as it doesn't have the articulation as the big one. But I did talk to the artist, and I will be getting an articulated one when he makes one because I thought it was so awesome. This one's chrome. Is cool. Here's the guy's name, Dubose Art. It's called Skull Dangler.
Goes well with Robbie Sack.
It does. Anyway, it's really cool. It's got a nice little place on my. I don't know what
How big is
it
that? How big is that
This
dingler?
is- It's a dangler.
It's like 2.
Well, dangler is the right word because when I think dangler, I don't think
What do you think, Damien?
Well, here, this is a 4-inch barely, right?
Yes.
Okay,
So where are we at? 2.5 inches?
I'd say 2, yeah.
oh, pretty good size. Pretty good
Yeah.
size dangler.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dangler. That's like a standard dangler,
Not the
right?
size of the action figure; it's how you display it.
Way to flex that barely again, though, by the way.
Hey, some great people got it for me.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
flex it
hard.
forever.
Jason did such a good job on it. It looks great.
Well, yeah. Well, there's many people. There's people in this group here that and in the chat now that had a lot involved in it. So it means even more that way. So that's great.
Right.
I'll be flexing it often.
Every week. I don't have anything new, so here's my barely.
Hey, I got one of these. You got one of these? Does your barely have its own mold to be used once? Huh? Just wondering. Actually, I'd
Fair
say that. It could be used again, yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Very
all right,
cool.
we're gonna go to you, Eric.
All right, so what I got?
Cool stuff.
Eric, by the way, is this your new house?
No, that's still the same old
Someone? Okay.
pile.
It's been removed or redecorated a little bit. Okay.
Yeah,
Been packed
there's
up.
the laptop.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
This piece I've been sitting on for a little
Oh. Yeah, you
Ooh.
have.
It's-
yeah, soon.
bit. It's been hard to pick anything up lately because everything just goes straight into a box.
Mm-hmm.
But our good friend Av was kind enough to sell me his Kickstarter piece.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, cherished forever. I was so stoked to get this. So that's my big pickup.
It's a good one.
Congrats. I didn't get the founder's piece. I have one.
And
there's fireworks going on.
this thing, we've been making toys for a while now.
Mhm.
And this was her first entry. And we're just so jealous of how intuitive that she just took this, like the tail as a stabilizer for the piece to stand up straight. The nature of the shape where it can be casted in a single casting, just a 2-piece mold. It's just it makes me mad, honestly. But like if I could go back, this is, and for her first piece, it's like it's so impressive and I love it. And yeah, she does amazing work.
Priscilla's
Yeah,
killing it.
a single bowl for a figure would be very nice.
Yes.
But they can't all be that way.
Yeah, they can't, but again,
I
for
get your point though. As somebody
if
who's
it was our
pouring resin-
first
as
entry,
somebody who's pouring resin all the time, I'm a little jealous.
yeah, extremely jealous.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and it's beautiful and I love it. And hopefully our Chibi Ramble will be something akin to that.
Okay.
Solid
Very
pickup.
nice. Yeah. All right, Chris.
I was like,
You're up.
Chibi Ramble, what?
Oh,
So-
yeah, the thing.
Don't worry, we picked up on it.
So my piece I picked up, it's a Bittersweet. It's a vinyl figure from NinjaBot, Arno Beliot. So it's he's a Vegas artist. Me and Eric grew up with his work, and we picked this up on his last opening of his online shop. So we had to get it. So it's a 6-inch vinyl piece, and it's from, remember that year, 2019? Like
Yeah, we had Comic Cons back then.
So I actually haven't opened it yet, so I'll just.
Oh, so you're gonna be not like Robbie, because
Yeah.
that's the best we would have
Yeah.
gotten for Robbie is the box. We shared a picture on it. If you want to see it, go to Instagram.
Wow.
So it comes with
Oh, who Emmett?
this card, and I don't know if I can see that.
Oh, the count. Very cool.
100.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you do with those?
I usually display them on my pin board personally.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
Smart.
and
Wow.
there it is, sparkles.
Sick.
I like it.
How heavy is that guy?
It's not heavy. It's a vinyl,
Right.
so it's pretty light. 6
Okay.
inches.
So it's not a
Pretty
dangler.
Not a dangler. Not a dangler. This is a big one.
It's a
That's a
shower.
hanger. That's a hanger.
It's a grower and
That's
a
a
shower.
hanger.
That's a hammer, is what that one is.
Above average hanger. All right, awesome.
That's
Beautiful
cool, man.
stuff.
How many of
Very
those do you have otherwise there, Chris?
I just have another one, and it's the Gold Rose, all Gold Rose version. I think it's a 2 out of 2 for that one.
cool.
Wow.
So
Very nice.
That's heavy hitter.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, look, we'll jump right into it. I mean, we talked to you guys. When was the podcast? We've talked to you guys a couple times, but the very first time we had a podcast with you, when was that?
Oh God, it was like a year and a half ago. Right?
Oh.
That was,
Was it pre-pandemic?
I think
that was
is that
pre-pandemic.
Well, yeah, it was definitely pre-pandemic.
near when it started. I
It was
think.
near the beginning of the
Yeah,
like,
right-
near the first,
right before it
first
started.
half of the year of our first year. So we've obviously been working together since then. Been good friends. Worked on a lot of stuff. So if anyone wants to hear the origin story, go back to that podcast. We went through the whole thing. I think today I'd like to talk about is the future of Vanser toys. That's really what I'd like to discuss. Look, we've been buying a lot of your products. I have things sitting around here. You know, I always, just so you know, every time somebody shows a geode, I'm like, oh, it's cool. I got this AP here, no big deal. It's cute that you got that, you know. The first one, you know.
And the inspiration behind the design, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. I tried to take some credit for the new geode Tiny Ghost the other day with Reese on.
Oh, nice.
I remember, and then Ben tried to shoot me down, but I ain't taking that shit. So because Robbie was there when we were at the Tiny Ghost party because the inspiration came from the paint. I mean, theoretically, it also came originally because there's, you know, I collect the shards,
Right.
the Dunny shards, right? So it's not like it's a unique idea, but I love the shards, and so I remember with the Tiny Ghost event, there were the what was it, the Death Mask? Is that the name of that one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
From the New York Comic Con event. The paint on it alludes to that, right? And so it's like, oh, it'd be good. I remember saying, well, he probably doesn't remember that, but it's okay because it's a great idea anyway. But then, yeah, that's when we talked about. I think we were talking about. We had an episode. We were wishing what types of Tiny Ghosts we wanted to have.
Oh, I think
Something
it was
like that, right? And then you
Yeah.
and I talked afterwards, yeah. And that's how.
That's
and then we
funny.
got the ramble. Isn't he?
And then
Ben? Oh, come
And
on.
then it came all the way around. And
And
he's
all came
doing
all the
it.
way around, and we got it, and they're fantastic. Because I also have the clear one in my room. It came out really good. Because, you know, I look at it technically now. It's a whole different world now.
Oh yeah.
Back then, we weren't really making dahlias. We weren't doing it. But now, like when I see it, I pick up. You know, of course, when I pick up something, it's like if I were to send you a dahlia now, you pick it up, the resin one, you'd be like,
Yeah.
the seam
Just
lines, how's
subconsciously.
the pour, how are they suspending the glitter? You start looking at it completely differently. Maybe it's just me, but that's what I.
No, we did the same, especially with this piece, because I know that Bean did the molds, and I'm just like, how did she get the bubbles out? How? Tell me.
You know, she talked about that in our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had Priscilla on. She spoke about it.
Yeah.
So, and then Bean's been casting those, and she's just a freaking artist, man. What can you say? I mean, she's great. I mean, we got new molds from her now for Dahlia, and we ordered even more because we're like, we need to keep production. The only way to get production up is to have more molds.
Right.
So you don't have to
did
wait
you
for it.
did you do a multi-cavity?
No, it's just still 2-part.
Okay.
We didn't do anything expansive. I think it was just the there's a little bit difference on the venting.
Yeah, it's multi-cavity to me is just like, I'm not ballsy enough to try that yet because that's a lot of product to waste when I mess that up, because I will mess it up. Yeah.
When you say multi-cavity,
we tried making that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were
So
going
you
to do
have
that
one
too,
mold,
so that they kind of one mold
and
it
then
fills
one
up the whole
entry hole,
figure. Yeah.
and then it pours into 2 figures into one
Man, I ain't
cavity.
messing with that.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
can pop
I'm
out like
the same
2
way.
or 3
I
per
don't.
mold.
I don't want to because I mess things like.
Oh, I'm gonna mess it up. That's the
I'm
only
gonna
way I
mess it
learned.
up. I've learned a lot messing
But
it
it's
up.
just it's just cost too much money to mess it up that many times.
Yep.
Totally fair.
I
I will mess it up, but I'll learn a lot, and then I'll get there
Well, I
a
did
little
a
bit
lot of
close to the
math.
next one. Then I'll
Yeah, I
learn
did
a lot
a-
again.
I did a lot of math recently on like the cost of resin, the cost per pour,
Mhm.
and the cost of mold, so you get to a total cost of unit.
Yes.
And when you understand the total cost of unit, then you go, oh, how much do you charge again, Bean, for pouring these?
Yeah.
There's a total cost of unit if everything was perfect, and then there's a total cost of unit if Damien's doing it for you. And then you got to put a 50% variability in there.
Yeah.
Just
It's just like our prints. Like, I'll show off this piece here.
Oh.
It messed up, and what do we do with it? And it's like, well, I have to sand it. It's just one unit that we either just toss or we have to put in X amount of hours into sanding it, repairing different areas, cleaning it up, and now it's workable and sandable and cleanable. Then we can paint it, then we can sell it. Then after all that, it's like, wait, how much did you charge for that? It's like, not what we put in. I know that.
No,
What
true.
was that piece again?
I don't know. It's just
you gonna bring it up?
I don't know.
Yeah, I know what that is. I
hard to
recognize
tell.
that.
I mean, I
Little-
have a guess.
The back's a little prickly, kind of like
Lumpy.
little cold.
shaved hairs.
That is so funny. Oh my god. Amazing. So we have a new segment of our fandom, a cost of unit. Yes, see, Chuck's into that. And that's what I bring to the table, Chuck. Like I think about that kind of stuff because you got to figure out like we understand what time is worth too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
And time is worth. I mean, it depends, right? But that's why, like when I think I brought this up when I was talking to Priscilla. Like it's really complicated. I have a really awkward conversation with artists. I'm not going to say who I was talking to recently, but I was reaching out to someone to do an art project for me. And the conversation felt very awkward because we were friends. And I think the reason why it was awkward, I was just reading into it, maybe I'm over reading into it, was he thinking I was looking for a deal. So I disarmed immediately and said, hey, look, I'm not, because I noticed that the conversation wasn't kind of flowing or whatever like that. So I said, hey, just so you know, I value your talent and I value your time. I'm not looking for a discount. I want to know your rate. If I feel like I can't afford it or it's not in my budget, I will tell you. Like it'll be very transparent. But I am not asking you to come down to a budget that doesn't meet what you value your time with.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then we talk.
There you go.
But I feel like you have to do that though, right? I mean, because it's got to be a weird conversation.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, Chris,
it's always tricky when you implement, because like usually when you try to find the balance between art and commerce, and a lot of that has to do with coming up as like just developing myself as a creative and stuff. And when it came to like with Vanser, it's like, so what do we charge for, like even before Vanser, like with our graphic design or our marketing company, it's like, what do we charge for a sizzle reel? What do we charge for an illustration? And there are like some pinpoints in that. So you look at it from the financial aspect of it as well. So it's like, okay, how much are you paying for your programs? Is it on a monthly cost? So you factor that in. And then the big one is how much you charge for your time. And I think that's the tricky thing with artists in order to pin down. So a lot of it is, for me, a lot of it is like, okay, I usually don't like pull prices from thin air. So if we bring it back to Vanser, like Eric is the guy to talk about like the math and all the financial stuff, but then you take everything into account, where the energy that you use, the equipment that you paid for, the resin that you buy, and then the time that it takes to put it together in terms of modeling, and what can we do basically to charge you so we can keep this ship moving forward, right?
Well, you have to, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So
and
Lisa about it last week, which is like, if you don't sell it, there's no Tiny Ghost.
Yeah, and as an artist, I feel like if you believe your time is worth this much, you gotta have the confidence to say that my time is worth this much per hour to work on this, and you start that off as the baseline, and then you can have a conversation, because it's not like I charge $100 an hour to do this, and they're like, oh my god, that's too expensive. It's like, okay, well, you gotta look at the market that you're going for, and you have to think about the story your client is telling themselves about the price that you charge. Because if they're used to going on Fiverr and then they go to you, like there's a disparage in pricing.
You get like I've gone to Fiverr. Yeah. You get what you pay for.
Right.
Yeah, you get what you pay for. So it's have the confidence to state your price, but then also have the confidence to negotiate that price as well, and to back it up as well, and explain it. Yeah, because and if it doesn't pull through, it doesn't pull through. It's a mismatch. So you gotta look at it, review, and then adjust moving forward.
And look, I agree. I mean, there's some of the comments going by, like people come in and approach you for exposure. You'll make your mind up on that. Eric will make up his mind on where you want to be.
Yeah.
And sometimes there is a cost for being there.
Yeah.
Right. Sometimes it depends, right? It all flips. It's all economics. There's big toy shops out there that, you're going to give a more favorable rate, like let's say Martian Toys, because of you probably give a little bit more there as far as like if you're doing a custom with them on percentages because the exposure. So that's an advertising cost.
Right.
It's not about the unit you're selling. It's about your name being in front of the people you want to be in front of.
Yeah. Well, so this is the thing about art and commerce that I'm learning about is like, so when you sell a product, right? Any product, you're providing value, right? And then the person buying it is giving you value in return. So if you create a product that no one wants to buy, you either reassess your target audience that you're selling it to, or you have to really ask yourself what value your product provides, right? It's an exchange of value. So like someone can value a cause piece very highly, and then someone who doesn't know anything about it values it very low.
They won't care.
So they won't care. So it's really like who. And I know Reese was talking about this. The last podcast was building a product, but then building a product, but you also have to find the market for that product as well.
That's true.
And that's the
You're absolutely right.
Yeah,
people,
that's the hard
what's
part.
the old saying? It's only worth what people are willing to pay on it. Pay for it.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, so it also goes to your, look, there's a certain point where you can demand higher rates, and you're Ron English, you can demand thousands of dollars for this, and versus if you're Damien, you're like, hey, you want some resin, it's just a major difference there. So, and I think it's a different type of supply and demand when you're talking about art, because it can be subjective, and you're right, identifying the markets is really important. But it is interesting. I think it's funny. Jason, posted, I highlighted it, that he pays his mortgage with exposure.
Yeah.
Well, again,
that's actually a saying I use all the time. At work, I manage a lot of people, and you get to that awkward conversation about salary, and I try to, again, I'm a big fan of just going at the elephant in the room. Like, I know you want to make more money. I know you love the company, and I know you love the mission, and I know you love the people you work with. But at the end of the day, the bank doesn't take hugs. I've asked them; they won't do it. And so you need to be able to make a living, and you got to be able to take care of your family, and that's why you're here for. Because the same thing I always say is like, and the same thing goes with Dahlia or Vanser Toys or anything like that. Your number one priority is your family. You work for your family or yourself and taking care of yourself.
And I think that's what's so cool about just knowing this art toy scene. Well, I can't speak for anybody else, but I can tell you right now, we haven't made any money doing this. Not a dollar. $0. So anyone that's looking at doing this to make a bunch of money,
I thought you were moving to the mansion. Like, you're packing up, moving up.
That's not my wife's salary. That's not this. I promise you. Don't do it if you're doing it for money. Don't. Me and Chris both have full-time jobs. We have full-time gigs. We're not on the gig circuit. We're not on the con circuit. We make toys because we love expressing ourselves through art, and we might be doing it all wrong. Honestly, all these other guys are making tons of money.
Who's making tons of money?
We make no money.
You're not doing it wrong.
Purely out of enjoyment. I promise you, we are. And what our ultimate goal out of it pre-pandemic was to be able to go to these cons and meet people and do artist trades and be at a booth and just meet new people and be in the community. Ultimately, that's what we wanted out of all this. And money was kind of just like, oh, if we make a little bit of money on it, that'd be cool. Yeah, we made zero money. So we do this purely out of fun.
Yeah, well,
honestly.
not so. When Eric says we make zero money, it means we don't pay ourselves through the business. Any income that we make goes back into the business, into resin, new equipment. And that was like the goal, is like, okay, how long can we keep this ship moving? And we've been fortunate enough to have an audience for our product. And I feel the thing with me, if I were to talk to a person that is thinking about starting a designer toy company, it would be like my one piece of it, or my major piece of advice is like, are you doing this to facilitate your creative growth? Or are you doing this mainly for the financial gain and the status? Or are you doing it for both? You got to ask yourself that question, because if you're just doing it for financial gain, or you want to be the next cause, like that's great. But if that's the only thing that's driving you, that motivation isn't going to bring you through the lulls or the dips of this creative journey that you're about to embark on.
And it's going to show in your products for sure.
Yeah, exactly. And like Eric was saying, like we in our journey so far, we've learned that we've done a lot of things the wrong way. Like, we started with a big vinyl figure run, and then
I told you I like to make mistakes. I just said that.
We like to pay for.
Yeah, I'd like to do things wrong, and that way I learn something. If you just cruise through life, do everything right, you don't learn anything.
And I was telling Eric, I was like, it's good. We paid for these mistakes. So when someone asks us for advice, we can give them advice to not pay for this mistake. Right.
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, if you think there's anything that, I've gone back recently and started listening to some of the interviews from the past, just nostalgic, mostly because I got a bill from the podcast and realized I haven't been posting podcasts and I don't know if I should be doing, anyway, it doesn't matter. I went back and look at it.
Please post a podcast so I can listen to them.
I need to start. I just so everybody knows, when I get some free time, and it's been very busy at work, there's two reasons. One has been very busy at work, very busy with family, and I play way too many video games at night right now. So between those three things, I haven't had time to do this. But I am intending to post every one of these interviews that are on Twitch so we don't lose the playback. So I'm going to post them all to our YouTube channel as is. I'm not going to do a lot of editing. I don't have time for that. And then I'm also going to take the audio and I'm going to post them all as podcasts so we have an archive of them.
Yes.
Because there's some really good information there. When it comes to but back to the art stuff, like with Christina, the reason why we do Dahlia is because I always felt since the time I met Christina, she's very artistic, and I want to enable that. I'm not very artistic. I'm clever with it. I love it. I appreciate it. I want to enable that. So there's a few reasons why we do it. The number one thing is the community that we're part of has some of the best friends I've ever made, and I value that highly. Secondly, the stuff that that Christina is creating and the fact that she gets an outlet, that is really important to me, and I know it's important to her because she should cultivate that talent. It should not be hidden. It should not be put away. And it's not whether we make a dime or not. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Thirdly, I buy a lot of toys and travel a lot for this business. And if you own a designer toy company, everything gets written off.
Yeah, write it off, baby. Let's go. That's what I'm
doing.
Every
single thing, every single product of plastic that comes into this house, the podcast equipment, a computer, an office, and flight and a hotel, all goes to that shitty money-losing company, Tiny Deathly Cute Toys.
Chris,
don't invest in that. If you saw the revenue run rates and you saw the money we make, you would not invest.
I'm telling you, Chris is short for Christina. Right? See the correlation? I'm Damien. And Chris is short for Chris. Chris is my Christina.
Chris is my Christina.
I just came to this conclusion right now. I'm cultivating Chris's artistic. I'm running the, you know what? And I'm writing it off to the business. Hot damn. Chris is Christina.
So much money.
As a male. That's what happened this whole time.
Well, by the way, guys, I want to show you this. This is the mistake they were talking about earlier. It's a pretty good mistake. I'm okay with it.
Oh, yeah,
we did our best.
I'm okay with this mistake.
It's history now.
So is this the portion, Eric, that's going to be
let's transition over to cool stuff.
Yeah, cool stuff. So
we'll do our tax podcast later.
Yeah, do it, Christina.
do it like March time frame. That's really when you should do it.
Yeah. We'll teach you how to write off your toy addiction.
Yeah, I need to take a lesson from Damien. Honestly,
all the electricity used for this.
Jeez.
The air conditioner used while doing it.
Hey,
exactly.
There's a big difference between tax avoidance and tax evasion. Okay, that's what I'm just saying.
And you didn't make the rules. You're just following them.
Hey, when I talked to my accountant, aka Seth, he looks at the numbers. He's like, "Do you think you should be in the toy business, Damien?"
He doesn't say that. He just says you can pay him in toys. That's all.
That's right,
I tell myself that every time, every month when we have to do our tax updates. I'm just like, yeah, that's $0. That's fine.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right, Chuck. All right, so let's go into the cool stuff. Let's talk about the future. We talked about all that. You got where you are now. We agree. You better do this for love, 100%. So now we know you're doing it for love of doing the industry. Let's talk about what you love doing. What are you doing next? Let's go on.
All right.
There's a Dahlia piece, and it's with Beehive exclusives. I hope to purchase one of these Dahlia pieces.
You
Wait,
too?
is this?
No, Eric. He meant the business.
Oh,
the feature for our
Jesus
business.
Christ.
Yeah.
I mean,
not your
wrong.
I thought
business.
this was called me hookup time.
Yeah, it's just
See, my
your
friend,
business.
my
I
friend,
thought
my
this was
friend
hookup
Eric let me on to the thing called artist privileges. And I've been trying to exercise those where possible. So we'll talk offline. We'll work a trade out.
Oh,
I mean,
all right.
I got this one.
Okay. All right,
I'm
Eric.
just saying, like, I'm thinking, like, we need to come up with some kind of Ramble Dahlia mashup.
Dahlia. We already have the sculpt. We have
We have the sculpt. I know you have the sculpt. Yeah.
Let's show some stuff off, and maybe if
Show some
Damien
stuff
likes
off.
a little
Okay,
thing,
all
we
right.
can work something out.
Oh,
here.
yeah,
Okay, so this is the
okay,
this is
all right.
going to be the we're gonna call this Vanser's toy sack.
Yeah,
Just riding off of
let's
Robbie's
do it.
coattails.
Should I start? Can I start?
All right, go start.
Oh wait, we need the theme song.
Oh, I'll do it again.
Click do it again.
What's new in Vanser's clever sack?
Oh, okay.
Oh, Robbie's gonna do the oing.
It was all beautiful.
Speaking of sacks,
Robbie,
What is that?
What is this?
Oh,
well, there we go.
Okay.
We have to magnify Robbie's sack, so,
Nice.
so we can see it.
Robbie Sack.
I'm just
All right, how do you
nervous
feel
that it's
about that?
blue, to be honest.
ooh.
Oh, the toys come out.
Ooh, pieces.
What's up, Sack? Huh?
So yeah, 3D model, the 3D print for Robbie Sack. So this one is
Wow.
purely a passion project for us. So one of the things that
Passion, yeah,
it's a passion project.
that
People
It
often
models
describe
Robbie
Robbie
Sack.
that way.
Yeah, it's a passion project.
Yeah.
We don't know what we're gonna do with this. Like, definitely, we're gonna print and paint them and send them to the Geek Together folks. That was the plan.
Yes.
We don't know what to take it from there. It wasn't really. We weren't planning on selling them, to be honest.
Oh,
It was
well-
mainly like a thing to like. So one of the things we like to do and is like when we listen to these podcasts. Is we want to delight the community. So this one is strictly like just for everyone's delight, and it was like our inside joke. So
That's
there,
wonderful.
you know.
I still want the shirt you guys designed, by the way. I
I
still
know,
want
we
the
gotta
Robbie
make
Sack
those.
shirt design. Yeah.
So that's the thing. I need like
Uh,
to become a write-off.
I just-
and go full time.
I just love that the
The
sack's
Josh
blue
thing is
initially.
perfect.
I mean, it's very appropriate to be blue at the beginning. I'm just saying.
It's bloody.
Yep.
It fits in the palm of your hand. Yeah, you can cup it.
yeah, it fits in the palm of your hand. Made sure that it was as accurate to what Robbie wanted.
By the way, though, guys, I think there would be a demand, at least here, if you wanted
Yeah,
to sell a
this
few
is
more
right.
and make
Somebody want
make it draw, make some money on it, or at least draw even with it.
It's not all sunshine.
Yeah, we
and
could
rainbows
definitely
over
get you
here.
to zero revenue.
We got
with that.
Yes.
field prints this was, although it was a simple shape, it was extremely challenging to print. It is hollow inside. There are 3 keyways for the gifts, which
That's really cool.
every day Chris gets better and better and better at doing these. So I mean, you saw how tough it was to pull those.
See, this is what I've been saying the whole time, Jason.
Yep.
You need to make
Yes.
those, stress
Oh
balls.
yeah,
And I
make 'em
agree.
stress balls.
I've been
Well, let's
saying
start.
it.
Let's start here, and we'll
We'll
move.
start here.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I
you
just want to
got
be in a meeting and like,
this one has razor burn, because the
Razor burn.
Razor burn, yeah. It's got razor
they
burn.
have to be
So-
smooth. It's the
It
what's that
happens.
Chappelle skit? These have Botox in them, so you know these are nice and smooth, like silk eggs.
Silk eggs.
No, no.
Wow.
Like
Oh
Just-
yeah.
man, like water would just bead off of it.
that's so funny.
I feel like a hand model. This is
All
You're
right,
doing
so,
great. I love it.
oh okay.
You're doing a great job.
moving
Yeah.
on.
Now,
So,
let's see some Vanser stuff now. What else you guys got?
all right,
Save
so
it for
I
our
have,
OnlyFans there, Eric.
yeah.
But I hope
So
you guys
we'll-
are seeing
we'll
the
figure
chat,
out-
by the way. There are people that are in here that's saying, I want one, I want one. I
Yeah,
want
we'll
one.
figure out what to do
Like,
with
if you
Robbie's
make
sack.
it- if
We'll-
you
We'll
paint
make
it,
as
make it
many
block.
as we can. Honestly, as long as people want them, we will absolutely produce them. You know, with the move, it's been challenging just because
Sure.
of just because the
Robbie's
limited
getting older.
space we
He's like an
have,
old
because
man
everything is in
plotting.
boxes. So
Right.
Yeah.
just everything is in a at a snail's pace right now, honestly. But it's
Oh, yeah,
fun.
I understand that.
When we can do them, we can do them. So these
Yeah.
are definitely going out
Yeah.
to the Geek Together team. There are 2 fully completed and 2 failed prints, but we will have 6. I mean, I gotta put one in Fernando's hands,
Wow.
mouth, hands. He's got to smell it.
I was gonna say he'll smell it. Yep.
You
Oh,
can
yeah,
make
you
a
gotta make-
smell- you
He'll
can
look
send
for
a
the
picture
holes.
of that,
I mean,
too,
that's what he
yeah.
does. So
Oh, God, really makes sense.
So
Yeah.
when
Well, I
we
have a-
can, we will.
off conversation, Robbie, I'll ask you about like this is like so the smell, like if you can describe it in words. We'll do that. We have to get with like a perfume artist or whatever.
Eric, real quick, you said there were 2, and I'm using the term wrong. Errors. What were the errors with them?
It's just that they weren't. They literally have razor bumps. If
I
you
don't
can
see that
it
as an
in-
error. That was what I'm trying to get at. I don't think those are issues.
Oh, right there. So you can see the hump.
The ridge,
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? The
Yeah.
sack takes some abuse. It's okay.
That's the thing. I'll tell you one thing. We have saved so much resin cost by the fact that Christina will just grab clay and sculpt and fix everything.
Yeah,
Lit.
and that's what actually happened with these. If you could see, there's 2. Oh no, that's not a smooth one. You can see there's a hole there,
Yeah.
but that's
There's a
actually
hole, yeah, hole in the side.
it's smooth because it was actually filled with resin and
You
then
need to send
sanded
that-
back out.
And then
That's
sand it down,
Fernando's.
right?
You
Yep.
need to send that one to Fernando with a hole in it. He's all over it.
He'll smell the hole. Yeah.
Exactly. Like he'll want that.
We've gotta-
toss the
we're gonna
sack
put
in
some
fresh,
scent in
dirty
there.
gym bag.
Oh, there you go. Some minty scent.
Should
Oh,
it be a good scent or a bad scent?
A minty sack.
I'll
minty
leave that up
scent.
to you guys.
All right, fair enough. All right, let's see some more Vanser stuff.
All right,
Yeah,
so
yeah, so that's good.
Vanser stuff. So I have the we've been showing our progress. Like Eric said, we haven't been moving as fast as we have in the past, but we're still working on a lot of things in the background, especially for fall.
Mhm.
So I do for this show or this podcast exclusively. I made sure that I got one to finish. So this is the Open Heart Skelly, all finished up.
Oh yes.
So I have one.
Oh,
There you go.
Yeah, you put a clear coat on it today, right?
I saw the post.
put the clear coat
Yeah.
on that. So it's a so originally so this is version 1. I say version 1 because originally I had the idea of being able to remove the rib cage and then display
Mhm.
without the heart. Not turning out to be the case in version 1, but I already thought of a fix for version 2. So instead of see how it's like separated right here at the rib cage part.
Mhm.
So the second version is I'm just gonna have it key into the body, so that way it'll just be one piece as opposed to something sticking out. And of course, like when I thought of that, I had that aha moment, and I was just like, why did I do this in the first place? But here it is, version
great,
1.
man. That's so cool. I know you guys have been busting your ass on it. It was worth it. It looks great.
I mean, look, again, I'm not
Yeah.
knocking anybody else's toys whatsoever, but I think sometimes you need toys that aren't a single mold. Because you're not doing that in a pour.
Yeah,
Right.
casting
it's
that
not
rib
pork.
cage
You're not-
was
you're
a
not-
nightmare.
I'm sure it is.
That
but
was,
I mean, you're not doing that in a
4
single
or
pour.
5.
Yeah, so this was the this is what happens when I was like playing around. So this was the proto version that we were showing off with that heart, and like this is what happens is like the brittleness where the connectors are
Mhm.
with the bones. So we made the decision that okay, for V1, I'm not going to glue the ribs on, but they're tightly secured. But we're going to advise not to take the ribs off for version 1.
Well, by the way, I hope you guys are
Awesome.
looking at the chat while you're doing this. I mean, there's nothing but compliments and excitement when you guys
Oh,
show
thank
that.
you.
So I don't
Thank you.
like. I know you're beating yourselves up, but everyone watching is gaga over this. So
Thanks, Santa.
take that into
Thanks.
consideration.
Thanks.
No, it's awesome. It really,
And this
I saw
is-
the post
it's,
on Instagram. That was great.
It's just the
Yeah.
beginning. So we started with the that basic symbolic heart shape for the beginning
Mhm.
because I just wanted to work with a simple shape, key it in, and see how that would work. I really want to do like an anatomically correct heart in it, and then different other stuff within it too, just to. But yeah, there's a lot of possibilities with this guy. But I still have a couple more. We're gonna have 13 for the initial run,
Appropriate number.
and
When's it drop? Yeah, so that's a good
yeah.
point. So
And then
Chuck
we're
wants
still-
to know when's it dropping.
yeah, we're still figuring out the drop update because again, like Eric's moving and
blame
Damn it, Eric! Why do you want a
thing,
better home?
so-
Come on.
Blame me.
it's all Eric's fault, really.
Well, it's all that
But,
money you guys made. You got the bigger house.
Right.
All that Vanser money.
All that Vanser money.
Well, they're like a college football team. They have this giant budget and they got to spend it. So like, well, shit, I have all this extra money, so they put it in Eric's house.
I was expecting to take the Vanser jet to Hollywood for the.
Oh,
Decon-
if anyone
for
has
Decon
extra
this year.
tickets, Chris will go. So just
Oh, okay, good to know.
just
Yeah,
get
we're
him
still
a
figuring it out
ticket.
for sure.
Oh.
We we're having our hearts set and all our motivation to attend Designer Con.
Very cool.
So that's our major one that we're our heart set for that one. But yeah, and
Are you guys still trying for a booth, or you just want to attend?
We have our name on the wait list for a booth, but I can tell you right now, it's not very promising for us. For whatever reason, it's just been so many years that more well-established artists just pretty much bunny hop us every single time. So if I feel like we move down and down and down on the priority list with every day that passes.
but it's cool. We might do something special for Decon, and I'll have them in our backpack, like you were saying with Christina Damien. We'll sell them out of our rooms. And
Hey, join me and Priscilla and many others in Suite 405
Yeah.
Con.
I was like, we'll start
Yeah.
our own. We'll start our
I
own.
was
con.
gonna
Con
suggest,
across
you know,
the street from Decon.
working together. Yeah.
And that's
There's
the thing.
definitely, look,
It's,
there's definitely gonna be a name that's better than Decon to get people to show up to. I'm just saying.
And
It would
Jason
be-
did the same
There's
thing.
a lot of
when he first
disappointed
here.
people there. Is that what you're saying, Damien?
What's that?
People show up to Decon and they're disappointed, or what?
They show up to Decon while they're disappointed. They stay away.
Ah,
One
it's
of the two.
toys.
See, Geek Together Con. There you go. Or I like. I mean, again, I'm not signing Jason up for this at all whatsoever. But I like Jason's idea. He mentioned it last podcast where he was talking about, or maybe it was his show. I forget where I heard it. 'Cause
He's
I'm on
talked
his
about it at both places, I believe.
Okay. But I remember him talking about like he has this booth or a bigger booth and looking to share with multiple people to get exposure. Like, hey, for this day, maybe this part of the table is dedicated to somebody to offer up some of their products there for people that couldn't get in. You know, again, I'm not saying it. That sounds like a great idea. That would be a great opportunity for somebody to do, I think.
And that's the thing for me specifically, and I don't know if Chris voices this as well, but being stuck at a booth at a con where I want to see crap and just buy a bunch of stuff where I'm tied to a booth all day, like that to me just sounds like a nightmare. And what I would ultimately love to do is booth with somebody that, like a vendor, and have a whole day where I was there chatting it up, meeting with people, and then I want to be out there in the thick of it and meeting new people and seeing what they're doing and talking about collaborations and seeing their toy and buying a bunch of their stuff and going, you know,
That's awesome.
check out
And
our
it's,
booth
and it's
over
funny
here,
because
you know?
Robbie and I work for at all these cons. We work for Pop Life or Propaganda.
Mhm.
And they're oftentimes like one of the largest booths on the floor of the con, and they can give two shits whether they sell anything.
Yeah.
Because it's really all about exposure and flexing. So I'm not kidding. Like Decon, like, oh shit, we got a bunch of Funko Pops. Let's make some mystery box on these big ass tables, and we got these things, and we got this big video board, and we're gonna have a DJ, and it's gonna be a big party. But the real reason why they're there is because they're signing all the artists that are on the floor. And they're getting toys made, and they're mass sellers everywhere else, and they're manufacturers, and so it's a whole different ballgame for them. But they have the largest square on that floor, by far. It's funny. Like we should talk to Paul about that idea of like a little corner of the, the place that we use for 5 times. Like we had storage the size of 13 or 14 booths combined.
Yeah.
I'm not
I
kidding.
believe it. After seeing
Yeah,
SDCC.
that didn't include the bus we had on our.
Yeah,
our
we had a
booth,
bus
too.
on the floor that didn't make it. Yeah, it's hilarious.
I believe it.
Like,
Well,
you
that's the nice thing about
know,
Vanser, guys,
yeah.
is you guys can tag team it. You know, one person does one thing, one does the other, switch it up.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
And I mean, I haven't experienced. Oh well, I did it once for a First Friday event out here. I like it. I mean, I don't mind being at a booth and
I don't mind at all.
Talking
I
it
love
up,
it.
yeah.
By the way, having a chair, Come back to in a booth. As you walk around.
Yeah, that's nice. I'd be down for that.
I can make money at a con if I literally just had a booth that only had chairs for people to sit in.
Yeah.
And I charged
Yeah.
for it.
Keep together.
It'd be
make
actually really
that.
funny to just see this
Yeah.
blank space with chairs and it'd be
There's a
busy the
bunch of
whole
chairs.
time. Yeah. Yeah.
It would be busy forever. Yeah, we'd have to like go double decker like the Funko booth.
Double decker.
Like 3 floors high with fucking chairs, like a parking lot in New York City. Like
Yep. I hear that.
people parking. I'd pay. I'm gonna say that because I know I'd be a customer. Like, oh, I can sit down here and just like chill. All right, in. Like, where the dollars going to? Like, okay, make it free. Anyway, that's how it
Just
works.
to keep this conversation going, you guys have anything else to show off?
Yes.
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Thank you, Clint.
The times look okay. So I have one more thing to show, just a shout out. So we're doing an artist collab figure with Cata Customs, Katie
nice.
Garcia.
Oh yeah.
So we actually took one of her Fear 1 designs, that her custom paintwork that she did on Ramble, and she showed this off in her stream, and we're still going to be promoting it. But if you haven't seen it, this is the Fear 1
Yep. I saw
Ramble.
that. Yeah. That's
Oh
awesome.
yeah. Okay.
So we're doing that.
She did that
So-
custom paint job, and you guys made it, and she showed it off on her Instagram.
She did. Yeah.
Or was it her Instagram? Yeah.
I
Or
think it
her
was.
stream. One of the two. I remember seeing
So that one was super fun to do, especially
it. Steph is
that's
flexing. She's
what
the original.
And then Eric, you want to talk to the last reveal we got?
All right, let's go.
I got 2 things because I need
Okay.
to show
Ooh.
Chris something
Oh,
that
Chris, you're
Chris
in.
hasn't seen.
Oh man, this is new for me.
So, let me turn this on.
Oh, okay.
Here's our glow in the dark radiant ramble.
Love it.
Oh,
So
He
this
was-
was
Awesome.
Yeah, explain it, Chris.
that was the runner-up. I think we did it last summer of the Variant Fighter. So this one won first place.
oh yeah,
And
yes.
then
yes.
Radiant Ramble
Mhm.
won second place. So we decided to go through Props and Pop to create. He's the same manufacturer that did this, to do the Radiant one.
So they're vinyl?
No,
No,
that one's
the
the
solid
resin.
resin.
Yeah,
That's resin,
solid
okay.
resin pieces.
Not that it mattered. Just curious. Very cool.
Very nice.
And by the way,
So we'll have these
anybody
guys.
the chat there. I know Chris showed off I'll call it Steamboat Ramble for lack of a better name. It actually comes in a really cool packaging as well. So I know, like Barely does his backwards, and this one's really cool too. So if you're interested, check that out.
And these 2 will be in the clamshells, just like the other ones. And
Oh, nice.
man, these are awesome, Chris.
They look great.
I wish you could see it in person, but I'm gonna keep them all in the movie.
Great. I'm so sad. Keep them
Part of
on
the settlement.
Settlement.
So we do have one more piece, and we're doing this custom for a show. I don't know how
Ooh.
much we should give away for the show, because I don't know if it's
Yeah,
been
I'd be
announced yet.
yeah,
Are
I'd
you-
just be super vague about
So
it.
you guys are doing a show. That's all we need to know.
Just for comparison, this guy is a little over 4 inches.
Right.
Let me turn this light on. And this is our red. It's like a fade in red geode. But this guy is a little bit bigger.
Ooh, look at that.
Wow.
So tell us about. So it's like Majin Buu from Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
I'm surprised I knew that. I know nothing about Dragon Ball.
I like the tongue.
Yeah, the
is so
tongue is
good.
awesome. I like the V on the. I don't want to call it a diaper, but the pants.
Basically, yeah.
That's pretty big.
So,
How big
So
is
this-
that guy? 6?
It's a little over 6. And
Okay.
she's pretty heavy too.
Oh, it looks
Chris,
like it. I love
I
it.
don't know if you want to give away anything about the design or.
yeah.
This is
So the theme of the show, we were like thinking of. I don't want to reveal the theme, but we were thinking about, okay, what do we want to do with Ramble? And I figured like we should do Majin Buu from Dragon Ball Z. So I was like, okay, let's figure this out and see if we can do this piece. And definitely, since Eric was like, okay, it's gonna be a 1 of 1 that we're gonna print on this side. So I was like, okay, I'll get a little crazy with like the pieces. And yeah, we put this guy together, and I have to paint this guy, and I'm already like, whoo.
That's pretty cool.
That's
yeah,
cool.
Majin Buu
I did the
Ramble,
hard part.
so.
The hard part.
Yeah, you did the hard
What
part.
about the chibi your ramble?
So okay, so for the future, so since we started this podcast talking about Priscilla's amazing piece and all of the knowledge that we've been amassing, pouring resin, printing, and all this stuff, is we decided that we're going to start development on a chibi ramble design. So it's going to be based off the little guy from our book and our post, the drawings. And what I'm going to do with a chibi ramble is I'm actually going to do a better job documenting, but I want to show the journey from concept to sculpt to print to pours, like the whole process of it,
nice.
and document everything about it. So I'm going to document my thought process on the design, how I figure out conceptually where I want to take it, and then also figure out, now that I have this knowledge of printing and pouring, is like, okay, let's make it one piece, and let's really cater this so I can make Eric's life easier when he's producing these, and then open it up towards variants too, and changing it up along the way. So that's what we have in the works. And once I'm done with these open heart skellies, and then we release these and the Radiant Rambles, I'm going to start conceptual work on the Chibi Ramble stuff.
So you're busy. Got it.
Yeah. So we're doing a lot in the background, and this one was just because I just really wanted to see if we can like create something that really has all the things that we want in a figure, and all the things in terms of producing it and just making our lives easier. But it should be fun, and it should be, we're hoping it's also going to be a great resource for folks if they're looking into like, where do I get started with 3D modeling, or where do I get started in design and stuff.
Awesome.
So we're just going to turn it into like a whole series type of thing.
I think it's a great idea.
A unique thing that you guys bring to the table, and it's shown in a few things. One, the what you're able to do for a custom for Nendo, for Clint, for many others, right, is the fact that you're doing the 3D sculpting and printing yourselves, which gives you a little bit of unique kind of foothold in the custom market, like one-offs for people that want things, that ability to do that. But then secondly, it allows you to, it demonstrates tools are approachable in the industry for you to be able to try things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest, you never could have done what you just showed, a 6-inch massive ramble, if you had to go through tooling and prototyping and making it. I mean, there's way too much to invest there. Like, you wouldn't even, it's a non-starter. There's only 2 ways you would have done it. One, you would have had to hand sculpt the thing, every little aspect of it, right? In the past, I'm talking about the past, or or you have to get somebody in a factory to go do all that stuff for you. It's just, but nowadays the tools are approachable. Now, whether you have the skills or not to use are a different thing too. But the two of you guys combined, it's funny that you say he's your Christina. And it's the same. You're absolutely the same thing. Like Christina is like, you should see our conversations where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to argue with you on that because I'm probably going to be wrong when it comes to the artistic part of it. So you just do you. That's fine. But then I'm the one like over here, like looking at the molds, pouring the resin, thinking about the cost. Oh, she's doing some of that too. Oh, she's doing a lot of that too. Like, it's definitely teamwork for sure. And I'm sure it's the same with both of you, but it's funny.
I love it.
Because that's exactly right. But the fact that you guys, your skill sets complement each other so well to make this work so well. Right, because without one piece of it, you'd be missing a pretty significant ability to make it work. I think.
I agree 100%.
Exactly, and I feel like all this accumulation of knowledge and skills just went into just one day creating just Robbie Sack. Right, it all just went to that. Like, it all just went to the sack. It was the peak. Like, where do we go from here? We've hit our ceiling.
I think
Wait a minute.
I was like, it's like, you're telling me you don't want a 12-inch Robbie Sack?
I'm not telling you that. No, to be clear, I am not telling you that.
So it's like we just have to just go bigger.
If that was possible.
I want a decon. I want to see the 2-inch or the 2-foot tall bear tours next to at least a foot big sack, and I'll be happy.
I'm making a message for Lauren, like, yes, Chris, if you can make a 12-inch sack for Robbie, go for it.
Just let us know.
I
saw that.
Eric.
I saw that. By the way, real quick,
the term for that is the jump the shark moment, right? Like
right.
The peak, that's it, done. Like it's all done. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
You've done all of that schooling you've gone through to learn your craft. All the sculpting and resin pouring that Eric's been doing, just business acumen, is all led to this moment to deliver Robbie sack.
I was like, we can't make these sacks fast enough.
No, you can't.
I mean, look, we all love Robbie sack. It's a little disheartening if it's your top seller of all time.
We love it so much it has to have its own show now. So yeah, it makes
total sense. Just think about it. If like next year's gone,
well, I mean,
you have no choice but to just say we make the Robbie sack. Okay, fuck it. That's what we do.
Well, no, they can do variants. They can do scented. They can do flocks. There's options here.
All of a sudden, that's the hottest collectible next year. It's like
all right,
4 points next year. They're like, oh no, I know you can make chibi Rambos, but we really want you to bring a sack exclusive. Can you do that?
I'm like,
bring it back.
Yeah, bring it. Well, okay, so here, like in a nutshell, this is my creative process. It happened with Skelly, and it's happening with the sack. It's like I watch Geek together, I get inspired, and I make an offshoot thing, or we make an offshoot thing that just blows it out the water. I just like I don't know how like that's how this guy started. It was like a suggestion from Damien during a podcast, and we're like, all right, let's have a skull, and then Robbie sack.
You know, I'm amused.
Yeah.
That's
I'm very. Oh yes.
So I'm saying the pinnacle or like the source of creativity is through Damien's words. So there
clip
it is.
That. Yep. Clip it.
There you go. By the way, real quick, I want to throw this in there. Damien mentioned the customization. I have to give you guys a huge, giant shout out. You guys have shared some awesome product tonight. My favorite, well, not even my favorite, but one I've just fallen in love with. I'm sharing the link right now. Was one they made for the 4D Dorky Hundo. Went to our friend Andrew Newland of the Toy Rewind podcast. Check out that link. He shares a number of shots, and unfortunately, I can't tell you guys. Pictures don't do it justice. These things are so much cooler in person. They always come out great. There's not one I'm like, God damn it, I won. That one sucks. I've never said that. But, like this one especially, I got to hold it and look at it and try to keep it, and it didn't work. But the customization and the, customs you guys do are amazing and need to be applauded and appreciated. And I know Andrew does. I know I do. I'm sure everyone does. But make sure to check out Andrew's link where he shared multiple photos of it. And really appreciate just the idea. It was funny because I approached these guys with this. And like, guys, listen, I really want to do a toy. And they're like, okay, we'll do it. And I was like, wait. Can I like beg you a little bit more? Make me feel like I'm better because you guys are just supposed to say yes and be involved in the community. We talked about exposure earlier. Like, let me beg a little more. And not only that, it was done like the next day. Eric's like, what do you think of this? I'm like, what is this? Where did you get this done? This is too fast. You need to slow down.
We just so happened to be working on it already.
You know what? I don't know what it was, but it like I looked at it and I'm like, you motherfucker, that came so good.
I got these pineapples laying around,
it was like, I'm not even kidding. Like, okay, it wasn't the next day. It was like the day after that. Like, it was immediate. And I'm like, you guys are
the
too
backstory
fast.
behind that is I needed to make a new mold because I didn't want all the pineapples to float to the bottom because of staple butt. If you guys remember staple butt.
Oh, we remember staple butt.
Yeah. So we made it. I made a new mold so that the way that it would cast, it'd be at a 45-degree angle, so more of the stuff would float to the front.
Makes sense. And it worked.
I placed each pineapple in. It was just, and then when it came out, I was like, oh.
It was sick. There's no other way to say it. Like, and again, you guys did it so damn quickly. I'm almost like, that was very fast. but anyway, please. I mean, you've seen other things here tonight. Check out that link. I know we shared it other places too, but that's the best one, I think. And again, guys, thank you for that. That was amazing. And I know we talked about the income, but this is the fact that you're so involved in the community is definitely going to help you guys out. I think that's in the long run.
That's what makes it for us, to be honest. Like doing stuff like that for the community and just delighting them and just. Yeah, that's our jam. That's what we have fun with.
And in all honesty, it really is our reward. Like we enjoy making art. I'm a mechanic by trade. There's no outlet for me. I fix stuff. I put the thing back in the thing. I put the new part in the thing, and I call it a day.
Right.
But for this, it's just the problem solving and figuring out how to make the little things. And I mean, even just sending this is
I love how often the sacks come up tonight.
Yeah. I remember.
It's
Remember
fun
that,
to me. It's
Robbie's blushing. I know Robbie's loving this. I know Robbie for a long time now.
I'm holding
this is the highlight.
Robbie's sack.
Look, I'm just saying. Like, I think with Robbie. Okay, fine. His kids. The moment he had his kids, the day he married the love of his life, and the sack. It's all there. Like
it's consecutive. Yeah.
Right now, like this is.
I will say, I know that Robbie's wife is into the Tiny Ghost customs. And I've seen her work.
And she's good at it, yeah.
She needs to handle. Who better to handle?
Yeah.
It's true.
Something like this.
This figure.
We're gonna have
the ins and outs. The ins and the outs.
I just have this vision of Robbie getting an
ins and
argument.
outs.
Look, do you have a toy of your sack? No. So just take it from me. So
this is correct. Everything about this is right.
We need to have a custom show for it too.
Yes, she has.
We should do a custom show.
And she should be in it. Have your wife in there.
I mean, we can build it to spec. She should reach out to us so we can build it to her specifications. If she says too big, then too big.
She's like, this is too symmetrical.
Right. That left side's a little too high.
If the Razor Bird one is more,
we're doing it.
We're
doing it.
I mean, I just say, you know what? Yeah, we go all in. I mean, at this point, like,
right. There's numerous people in the chat alone that would participate.
And just look, I'm just saying, like, there's plenty of toys out there of different animals and stuff like that. But nobody's making a sack toy. Like, nobody.
We can make it this big.
Damien, share Meg's comment there. Nice. Share Meg's comment there. Perfect. No notes.
I think I just found our Vanser toy Robbie sack collab right there. Just
Majin Buu, Robbie sack.
Holding the sack right there.
Well, we'll do it'll be a Christmas release.
There you go.
Appropriate.
Oh man.
Oh, hold up.
Right. Oh,
okay. All right. With the red and the green, and with the gold tassel. Okay, I see you, Chris.
Holiday sack release.
See, that's why he does the art, and I sand the thing, so he does the art part.
I'm starting to see the inspiration from Geek Together now. I'm seeing where it's actually
I
happening.
will say that I was not amused for the sack. It was all, it's just a thing.
It's just a thing.
It's just a thing.
We should have done a red, white,
blue.
In
all seriousness,
dang it.
Thank you guys so much. This right here demonstrates exactly why we have this show. I love meeting you guys through it. I love the friendship we built. This has been for me, I hope people enjoyed watching this because I had a hell of a time. And that's
I do.
And this is going to be a gift that keeps on giving because literally we're going to give sacks out and you will make sacks. I'm saying, I think it'd be hilarious. It's like, you're going to get a call from Clutter Toys in like a year. You can be like, no, we could do a chibi. You want the chibi ramble or you want the 6-inch ramble? We're hoping you could do a sack show in the gallery.
A sack show, yes.
That'll be the moment.
And then instantly we'll be like, all right, we got to get Robbie in there.
I mean, then we have to go into business on the official capacity as a creative consultant.
Robbie's at a booth with you guys signing the box and Robbie's signing. Like he's got.
Yeah, there you go. Robbie signing his sack right there.
There are no losers in this situation.
There might be, but I'm not feeling bad for him.
Not at all.
I'm a winner.
Anyway, that's awesome. Thank you guys so much. That's fantastic. It's great. So I can't wait to see the finished products. I'm looking forward to it, and it will be a key part of history of your company and ours forever. Forever. All right.
So me and Eric love being on the show. Thanks for inviting us.
Take it back now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
You'll come back. Don't worry. Before though, why don't you plug yourselves a little bit? Tell us where we can find you and your products.
Oh yeah, so we're Vanser Toys. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter at Vanser Toys, vansertoys.com, but the site is currently on pause right now until Eric gets his whole thing situated.
Oh,
so
good.
purely Eric's fault again.
It's my
But
fault.
but yeah, at Vanser Toys.
Very cool. Well, and by the way, you guys can still buy their book on Amazon if you're interested, which Ava loves, by the way. The ABC's book is, I love it too, but Ava really loves it. And that's I know that's a big draw. And of course, yeah, follow them on Instagram and Twitter, especially Instagram, because obviously a lot of their stuff is in pictures and does it justice, including everything. So yeah, Instagram, it's just Vanser Toys on Instagram, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, please. I think I like everything you come out with immediately. So
no, yeah, you guys are doing it, and it does show. I love seeing I love the fact that I own the 3 original vinyls, because at some point in time people slept on those, and they're going to be the most highly sought after pieces of your history.
I can't pull the trigger though on a Golden Knight. Sorry, I just can't do it.
What? Just do it.
That's what you should have bet next time. Like he has to take the Golden Knight, right?
There we go. That's fair.
You have to buy a Golden Knight. That's what it is.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. But
the bet's $50 in the form of buying a Golden Knight. So he has to bring it on the show and show it off as the cool thing he got that week.
It'll just be the whole time. It'll just be this Vanser Knight guy saying, "Yeah, that's what I think so too. Yeah, good call. I like that idea a lot. Whatever."
Yeah, the children's book is awesome. My daughter loves it too.
I love it. It's fun.
I didn't get the signed version because I want to bring it to you guys and have you sign it.
Oh, I should have done that.
No, we'll sign it.
That's what I'll do. Yeah, I'll bring it to you guys because I can't wait to start seeing everybody now that things are opening up. So, one way or another, let's make it to DCon. Let's walk around with some toys in our backpacks.
Let's go. Let's do
it. Yeah, we'll figure it out. It's okay.
I can't wait.
We'll figure it out.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know STS guys are not live tonight, so Clint, I'm gonna let you.
You're gonna let me do it.
Find somebody to raid. Yeah, I'll let you raid somebody.
Let's see. I got 2 options. I got Chris Perillo, or I have Asian Tony Stark. Any preference?
No, you set us off.
You know what we're gonna do, Ryan, Asian Tony Stark, just because he's taking a hiatus, and I think he would like the.
Well, I haven't talked to Ryan in a really long time, so
I haven't either. So I think this will be a good gesture. So we'll do that.
And thanks everybody for joining us. Those that didn't make the show, that was probably one of the I haven't laughed so hard in a long time. So that was
that's why we have these things recorded.
That was fantastic. Thank you everybody in the chat, all friends, Chuck, Meg, Manny, Gary, Steph. I'm probably missing some people. Really appreciate you hanging out. And hold on, before we raid, let me pull up my old schedule here because I want to make sure that I have the right person plugged for next week. That we have on. Yes, next week we have Robbits.
Ooh,
so
nice.
He's been working on a lot of customs. Nice. He's been having a lot of fire.
For those of you
Martian toy stuff.
For those of you who haven't seen Rombitz though in person when he does these interviews, he usually comes in some fabulous attire. So I would recommend checking him out.
He's a persona, right? And it's really fun. So he'll be on next week. And Robbie, we booked. Wait, I have to get the time nailed down. Remember what you showed last week on your cool stuff you got last week, the resin piece?
Oh, yeah.
It's the skeleton, the two-sided thing. Well, 1, he's making one for me right now because he didn't have any. I was speaking with him. And 2, he's going to come on the show and talk about it. He's based in Colombia.
Yep.
He doesn't speak English, but a friend of his is still visiting with him and is going to translate some interview stuff that we'll pitch up. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Nice.
That's really cool. Awesome. And then we have coming up, we have Steffel coming up soon. We have Leftover Toys. We have Clav. We have Jessica Emmett. We have Kelly. Well, Kelly hasn't committed. She's really hard to get scheduled.
That damn Reese.
and a few others that we're covering. Anyway, we have a lot more coming. We're going to run this road to DCon of all these interviews, and we're going to keep it going as long as people are willing to talk to us. And it's been fantastic.
Nice.
We'll be posting the podcast here soon. I'm actually going to have some time. I'm off this week. Taking some time off with the family here, so I'm going to start posting some podcasts up to the limit of my ability in my monthly subscription, and then also pulling these VODs down before they're gone and putting them up on YouTube there so we can have them preserved. So again, thanks everyone for joining us. Go ahead and kick the raid off. Thank you so much. Great weekend. Thanks, Eric.
Thanks guys.
Looking forward to seeing the
everybody. And scene.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks,